Hey, how's everyone doing today? It is Friday. It is 8 a.m. Pacific time and 9 a.m. Mountain time, which is where I am. So, time to get started. Hopefully you can hear me okay and see my screen and all that stuff. Yeah, so there's like a lot of live streams going on right now. I noticed when I went in here, usually there's only like 2 or 3 in the morning on Friday at this time, and there's like 6 or 7 going on at the same time, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, so today we're gonna be looking at just messing around really with Substance 3D Stager. So Stager is very similar to Dimension, which comes with Creative Cloud. Stager is part of the Substance 3D kind of subsuite. You need actually a additional subscription usually to get it. Thankfully, in higher education, if you're on an enterprise account with higher education, you get that included in Creative Cloud. So that's nice. All right. It's a weird day. So yeah, let me know how you're all doing in the chat. What you're up to. This is the end of week 6 for me in our 15-week semester. It's actually like 16 weeks if you include spring break and all that. But, you know. All right, so inside of Stager. If you've never seen Stager before, you've got your scene right here. And you've got a bunch of starter assets. You can import different models and materials and all sorts of stuff in here if you don't see anything you like. However, there is a pretty vast set of models here. And actually, this is interesting. I've never seen this before. We've got some foliage here, and it's got a little slider near it. I assume that means that we can make adjustments to it somehow. So if I put the foliage down here. Yeah, part of why I do some of these more, I guess, experimental, just kind of exploratory streams is when I just want to like check stuff out inside of Creative Cloud that I haven't really done before. And I still do need to get familiar with Stager here. So we got height. So this model actually has properties with it. That's pretty cool. Max and min scale. A bend angle. Oh wow, look at that. I didn't even know that we had. That is really cool. Wow. Leaf amount. We take it down to almost nothing. Push it way up. That is pretty cool. Stem radius. Yeah, like I'm finding stuff like this all the time. And that's what these streams are good for me, right? Is to find new stuff. So I want to create sort of like an abstract sculpture in here. So we have to start with, I don't know, some like backdrop type stuff. Let's see what we can find. Again, let me know how everybody's doing in the chat. I was up pretty late last night because I had to send a late email to one of my classes. So I'm a little tired today. But because I stayed up so late, I was able to catch fellow AEL Georgina's stream, which was fun. And I think I saw another AEL streaming right now too. Let me check. The live streams here. Oh my gosh, so we've got myself, we've got Terry White, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 other live streams going on. Yeah, so Ken Shinaberry is streaming as well right now. He is also an AEL. It's Adobe Education Leader. So check out his stream. You can get it from the live streams page. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I am gonna drop a cylinder onto my surface here. And when you just click on one of these models, it just drops it straight in, right? And I'm gonna make it more of a platform. That I can then build upon. Yeah, so we got cylinder, plane, all those little primitives up there. Let's grab a cloth backdrop as well. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that works. So let's go to our materials. Satin fabric. How nice. Oh. Sometimes it really helps to turn on ray tracing. It'll let you know how things are looking for if they look too weird. Let's do a different type of fabric. So all these different fabrics that we have, right? The tweed. Like, they can all be changed in terms of their colorization and so forth. So you can see Tweed Fabric here. You can change the resolution. They've got some presets, which is pretty cool. Actually, that one's not that bad. Yeah. But you can change the colors of these things, right? And yeah, let's pop the resolution up on that. Wow, there are a lot of different things we can do here, aren't there? Cool. Well, I don't like that color. Let's change that. Let's make it like a really dark color. We'll do the same thing with the wrap. Let me just make it darker. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Turn ray tracing off. So whenever you have ray tracing off, it's gonna look very simplistic, but it allows you to, you know, work within the program a bit better. I had my coffee here this morning. It's my second mug. Usually have 3 big mugs of coffee every morning. My cylinder. Let's go ahead and find something. I want some kind of a stone for this. Nice granite. Volga blue granite. Let's toggle that ray tracing just to get a better idea of what it looks like. No. Let's do this Carrara marble. That's gonna be better. Look at that. Yes. All right. So now that we got that, let's kind of create our sculpture. So I'm just gonna create this out of different items that we have here, right? Actually, is there a skull in here? There's probably not a skull. They're probably not gonna ship with a skull. Yeah. But we can get additional assets from like Adobe stock and stuff like that. Let's go to Adobe stock. And skull. I want a skull. Ah, yeah. Look at all these skulls. So, 3D, if you don't mind. Model human skull. Oh, look, some of these are probably better. This one's meant to be a model. Let's go ahead and grab it. I'm gonna license that. Excellent. Yeah, so Adobe stock has a bunch of free content, as you could see there. It's not just, you know, for points for payment. There's actually a lot of nice free stuff. Vectors, photographs, video, there's audio, 3D models. And you can get stuff like this from the Substance 3D site as well. Hey, Anissa, how are you today? I'm just kind of like throwing together some kind of a sculpture kind of thing in 3D space. So pretty, not a very strict agenda today. It's mostly me just goofing around inside of Substance 3D Stager. And that's it. All right, so let's see here. I'm gonna do a file. I wanna import a 3D model. What are you up to today, Anissa? Oh, so it came down as a zip file from Adobe stock. Let's blow that open. There we go. Human skull.obj. Ooh. Let's open that up. Yeah, sure. Most of the time in an Adobe product, if it asks you like, hey, do you want to like me to do this automatically for you? I usually always say, yeah, sure, go for it. Even when I don't know exactly what is asking me, like UVs. I don't know what the heck you're asking, guys, but sure, let's go ahead and work with it. Yeah, so this skull is pretty cool. It's a model skull, so it looks very different from a true to form human skull, but it's okay. Yeah, so Anissa says that she is doing lots of video edits today. Cool. Yeah, I have a very busy semester this semester. I teach every day except for Friday, which is very rare. I usually teach like 2 days a week. This semester, it's 4 days a week. Just because of how the scheduling happened, you know. That's one of the things about, you know, working for a university and teaching and everything. Your schedule's different every semester. At least for me. Every semester it's completely different. But yeah. So for instance, in the fall of 2022, I have my classes over 2 days. So I go in on Mondays and Wednesdays. But I've got both Monday, Wednesday, and Tuesday, Thursday classes this particular semester. So doing a lot of driving up to Boulder. Let's take, should we make a metallic skull? Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah. Anissa mentions in the chat that she misses the classroom. Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, this week, you know, how much I've been enjoying teaching again in person and, you know, walking across campus and you know, being in a big lecture hall, being on a stage and everything is nice. Yeah, it's been cool. I've been having a really nice time with it this semester. I'm glad we're getting back to normal here, as I'm sure most everybody is. Although it's weird, it seems like there's, you know, I don't want to judge people or anything, but it seems like there are still like a lot of people who just kind of want to, I don't know, continue sort of in the, oh, that's pretty cool looking. Like just continue with like March 2020 rules forever kind of thing. Which I think is a big mistake. Especially with the students, like, you know, it doesn't matter so much for, you know, a big lecture, because everybody's so far away and there's so many of them that it's difficult, right? Unless they come up to you afterwards and are talking to you, it's hard to have that kind of one-on-one sort of deal going on, you know? But with my smaller class, you know, it's a studio class. It's you know, only like, you know, 15 students, and it's a lot more intimate a setting, and it's really unfortunate that they cannot, like, we still have a masking requirement for the students. When you're teaching, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. Thank goodness. But the students still have to mask in class. Unfortunately, and I think it's a bummer, you know, because like they'll try to talk to me and they'll ask me questions, and you know, this is a studio class, so we do like critique and everything, and it's like mumble, you know, you can't tell who's talking. It causes so many communication issues. I wish they would just do away with it. You know, every city and county around has actually done away with any sort of mandates in Colorado. But my university they're being very careful. They're keeping theirs around until they're sure everything's gonna be okay. And it's like, you're never gonna know that everything's gonna be okay, you know? Like anything could happen anytime. And then you might have to go back, but you know what? Right now, things are pretty calm. So we should be taking advantage of it, in my opinion. Anyway. Yeah, it's a pain. Back to stage, right? Enough complaining from Joseph. Yeah, sometimes it's interesting. It's like, well, what the heck does color 2 actually do here? Because I changed color 2, and, you know, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I gotta switch dual color on, probably. No, that still didn't do anything. It's funny. Yeah, I wish they had like a human bone material. Yeah, is color 2 supposed to be undertone? I'm not sure. I don't know. And I'm like such a novice when it comes to 3D that I have no idea. I'm not gonna pretend to know what I'm doing, you know? Oh wow, the lighting is just like completely washing out the skull right here. Let's go to environment. Lights. Let's take that intensity down a bit. Let's darken the room, everybody. There we go. Change that rotation. Coming from the side now. Damn, let's colorize that. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting somewhere, huh? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the fun is in the exploration. Yeah. And that is, let's go draft here. We don't need it to go crazy. Resolution, let's go half. Yeah, it speeds things up. Look at that. Oh, wow. Like moving that around. Very cool. I really like Stager, you know? I've complained quite a bit about some of the decisions that Adobe has done in the 3D space with Dimension and Stager and so forth, and, you know, making things a separate subscription and all that stuff. But as far as the actual tools go, you know, I mean, cool stuff. All right, I really need to find a better material because this just ain't working. Oh, what about glass? Make it a glass skull. Oh, no, that's not a good idea. That's way too close to that that horrible film. That ridiculous Raiders of the Lost Ark sequel with the crystal skull. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen. Oh, porcelain might work. Oh, that looks really good. It's funny just how different it looks when you turn on ray tracing. Like, to me, that looks completely different, you know? Like, completely different. That looks much closer to what we'd be looking for. Although, I mean, the colorization right there, it just makes it a little too... It's like way too red. It's too colorized. Let's see here. I like in Stager that there are so many different options for things like lighting. Studio 80s Horror Flick B. Wow, that's that's something right there. Hey Jeffrey, how are you? So polished wood, yeah. Yeah, we could make it a wooden skull. For sure. Max CPU threads. Maybe if I turn that up a little bit. Let's go high. Let's push it. I remember Dimension only had like the one setting, right? You could choose like render preview on or off. Oh, Anissa is leaving. All right, talk to you later, Anissa. Thanks for joining. I always like seeing friends drop by, especially in our current shared situation, right? Yeah. Oh, it looks so good. Look at that. Ooh. All right. So let's do some other stuff. Actually, I kind of like this lighting. It's like, yeah, 80s horror flick. I wouldn't call this horror flick. It's more just like 80s cheese. Well, I guess depending upon which flick you're watching, right? But I want to play with some other lights over clouds. Oh, interesting. Ooh, this one's dark. Oh. All right, let's, I don't know. Like with a lot of this stuff, it's just like, you just spend so much time just like clicking on stuff and just to see like what the effect, the resultant effect would be. Let's go with this one actually, Studio 3. That looks pretty, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. And there's other lights too, so we can put in like spotlights, area lights, point lights. Let's drop a point light in here. Like right, I don't know, to the side here, I guess. Oh, wow. That completely like bled out everything from the scene. Interesting. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, so let's look at some other models to bring in to arrange with this skull here. Actually, let's put some text in here. Lorem ipsum. No. Not lorem ipsum. Memento mori. Yeah, that's something that I think is smart, you know, to keep in mind. Memento mori. It's like, remember, human, you are going to die. You better think about it. Because you're going to spend a lot more time dead than you are living on this earth. Happy Dark Fridays, everyone. Just looking for, you know what is funny? So, you know, we've got this font chooser here, and it's pretty nice, you know? We get the little sample text, right? Next to the name, except for these, which apparently can't be rendered. I'm really looking for something a bit more stylistic. But what's funny about this font picker, right? Hey, let's go with this. That looks cool. This font picker, like compare it with like other things, right? So, you know, you've got other applications like Photoshop and Illustrator, InDesign, and they've got, of course, like really incredible. Oh, geez, I'm scaling it by mistake. I want to just move it. There we go. They've got incredible excuse me. They have incredible font choosers, right? So going in and, you know, being able to locate the font that you want. Lots of different filters. You could preview the font and so forth. And Stagers is pretty good. I mean, you've got the rendering right next to it, right? That's all you really need most of the time, is just a little preview of what the font looks like. But then you've got applications like Adobe Xd, which, like, the decisions made around, I use XD all the time. I teach on XD, and some of the decisions just like baffle me. It's like, what are you guys doing? You know? Like, their font chooser is just a drop down with font names. No preview, nothing. And it's like, guys, what are you doing? Like, what? It's so difficult to find a font that I want to use if I don't know already, you know? They just make it harder than it needs to be. All right, everybody, I need to get some more coffee. So I will be right back. I have to go upstairs. All right, I am back. I've got my nice cup of coffee here. Keep me nice and warm while I contemplate my death. All right, it's looking pretty good. So, let's see. Let's add some more stuff to this. A gallon jug. Yeah, some of this could go like really strange. Actually, you know, do we have any like crumpled t-shirt? That's kind of fun. I don't know. Like some cloth. We could put some aviator sunglasses on our skull. That's, then we'd have to go back and put the 80s lighting on again then, I guess, if we were to do that. Here, let's actually do that. Let's just put some aviator sunglasses. Just for fun. I'm not going to keep these. But, everybody, you've got to have fun, right? If you're not having fun with what you're doing, then maybe try something else, right? Smoked plastic. Ooh. So stupid. Yeah. So that's one of those things that you're just like, just goofing around. Let's see what else we got here. What is this? Oh my gosh. I know. Oh boy. Let's see. What kind of models do we have here? I mean, I can always go get some more models, but maybe there's something that I can work in here that's already inside of Stager. Splash. Hello. Splash. Anyway, again, anybody who's just joining, how are you doing this morning? Are you well? I hope so. But if you're not, that's okay. Because we're all somewhat unwell, right? So this is one of the big differences too between Stager and Dimension is the different materials are quite different. So throwing on some beer, skulls, and beer. Beer and skulls, skulls and beer. Base color, specular edge. Oh, here we go. Interior absorption color. It's funny. These are so rich in terms of the amount of options you have, right? For tweaking this stuff, you know? Yeah, I'm sorry, but it's still very... I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go back to that gloss paint. It's just too red. But we can change that base color. There we go. Hey, Reverb Mike is here. You're curling. Wow. I have never done that. I've never done curling. I've seen it before on television and everything, but not something I've done myself. The thing that I do appreciate about things like curling is, you know, it looks like you definitely have to have a lot of planning and thought into it. It seems more tactical, you know, than a lot of sporting events do, right? Oh, it's on TV. Well, that's fine. Yeah, that's the only place I've seen it. I've never even seen it like in a I don't know what you'd call it, curling arena. Whatever. That's funny. I thought you meant that you were curling today, like that you were participating in a in an event, which would be cool. That's something, again, I've never done it, but it seems like it would be something worth doing, at least once in life, because yeah, I mean, it does look like it has like it takes a lot of it's a more mental sport, it seems to me, than a lot of what you see out there, you know, the more popular stuff, which I appreciate. Do I have my Latin correct here? Oh, it's in a hockey rink. Oh, well, that makes sense, I guess. Memento Mori. Yeah. I spelled it right. Yay. My Latin is still on point. Which is a lot better than I can say about my math skills. All right, so remember that you are going to die, everyone. And make cool art before you die. All right, let's see what's some other stuff we can put in here. So maybe some of this foliage we were playing with before. I don't know. Most people have probably seen like Paul Trani's stuff with he's been doing a lot of stuff with skulls and skeletons and skeletal ladies. And one of the things he's been doing is placing a lot of greenery interwoven in there. So maybe having some foliage emerging from the eye sockets might be fun. Go ahead and do a save on this quickly. You know, I've had this stuff in Illustrator just completely crash on me on this machine. So we don't want to attempt anything here. Now, can I rotate this in such a way that I've got stuff coming out from both eye sockets? It's gonna be a trick, isn't it? Gosh, I am very tired. I'm a little loopy this morning. It's just because I was up very late last night. Which is fine. Sometimes you have to do that, right? And I did have to do it. I feel kind of bad, but I had to send like a nasty gram to my class. Which I don't like sending nasty grams. I don't like being that sort of, you know, person, but sometimes you have to do it, right? All right, let's see here. Anisotrophy. Anybody have any idea what the hell that means? I do not. I guess we could look it up. Anisotrophy. I'm guessing it doesn't have anything to do with aniseed. Anisotrophy. What is it? Anisotrophy in physics, the quality of exhibiting properties with different values when measured along axes in different directions. Oh, okay. That still doesn't tell me anything. Yeah. Yeah, the latest version of AI is a bit fussy. Adobe Illustrator, yes. And that's kind of what I was referring to with having issues with like 3D stuff. Is exactly Illustrator. All right, so where is that? When I started out this stream, there were some. Oh, I'm on the material. I want to go to object. Stupid. There we go. Joseph, don't call yourself stupid. Yeah, thin out those stems. Collision, no. That's good, that's good. Yes, this is the only thing that I have on my calendar today, which is really nice. Although I see I've got a number of emails coming in. So I'll probably need to take care of those. But, let's find some materials for this foliage. It's interesting. We've gotten snow just about every week the past month or so in Colorado. And I hate driving in the snow just because I don't trust other people to drive properly in the snow, which they do not. Like, nobody understands how to drive properly in the snow, which I can't understand, because we get snow all the time here, and it's like, come on, guys. It's not, you just gotta adjust your driving a little bit. You gotta slow down. You gotta be aware of everything around you. There's different ways of, you know, braking and accelerating, but it's easy stuff, right? And for whatever reason, you've got these people that they just drive in the snow as if, you know, nothing's different. They're just like, it's like, what are you doing, guys? Like, do you like hate your fellow man? Like you just don't care? Is it apathy? Is it like, what is it? What's wrong with you? I don't know. There's lots of mysteries in life, right? And human beings are the biggest mystery. Human behavior. Well, maybe not the biggest, but oh God, it's awful. Yeah, drive really fast, slam on the brakes. And they do. Like, it's like, stop. Like, don't mess with that, you know? Don't do it. Let's have a look. I gotta deselect this guy. So here's the thing, like, we've got 3 stocks on this guy. And, actually, gosh, let's make this foliage, I don't want it, what am I saying? I don't want it to be living. That's the word. Let's bring it more into a feuille morte. Yellow. Just, yes, it's better. See, this one's pissing me off. This stock back here. So I really want simply to have two, right? I want 2, not 3. Oh, look, branches. Yeah, that's the thing right there, man. And I remember, look at that zooming. So I remember before Substance and Dimension and everything were available for M1 Max, which is what I'm working on here. You know, one of the things that was said by the Dimension team and the Stager team was like, oh, you know, we can't get it to run on M1 and it's going to be bad performance and everything. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not. Because if we can zoom in and out like that, I mean, wow, right? So I obviously need to change this fellow a little bit ever since I took those branches away. Oh, shoot. That looks like horns now. That's kind of cool. It's funny. See, I gotta drink the coffee before it gets cold. Like, I can tell it's losing its heat right now. Which, of course, is bad, right? Hey, welcome back, Jeffrey. We've been talking about snow and death. All right. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is maybe we call this done. Not sure. No. Sounds like a good title for a book. Snow and Death. Let's forget about that backdrop. I'm done with that nonsense. First animation took a week to render the first frame. Yeah, no, I hear it. Gosh, so I did my master's thesis for grad school involved a bunch of stuff with Flash at the time, and Director, and After Effects, and Audition. No, not Audition. Audition wasn't a thing yet. Whatever the heck, I don't know what software I use for the audio stuff. But what is all this? But yeah, it would take. I had like these little like 3-4 minute renderings from After Effects, and they would take an entire weekend, like Friday through Sunday, to render. And then of course you'd like view it after it rendered and there'd be something wrong, so you'd have to go in and tweak it and then wait until the next weekend and re-render the damn thing. So yeah. Computers are much faster now. All right, I'm gonna call this guy done. So let's go ahead and render. Speaking of rendering, let's go render. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Does anybody else get these weird trails on the render screen? Like, do you see that as I'm moving over it? Oh, hello from Bangladesh. Well, welcome. We're at the tail end here, but you know, it might take a while to render this, so we'll see what we get. Let's do both PSD and a PNG file. Save it to my downloads. Resolution, are you mad? 72. 300 ppi. And what preset do we want to use? High sounds good. Resolution full. Yeah, look at these little trails I get. It's so freaking weird. Anyway. Let's render. Might have to tweak it in Photoshop afterwards, but oh, actually, let's cancel that. And we'll keep those settings, but let's pan our, let's get our camera out a little more. This. Let's shift that camera around so we get the full guy here. We've spent a lot of time making our little reminder here, right? Yes, Adobe is faster now as well. That is a good point. All right, let's give it another shot. Yeah, that's why I canceled it. Dumb. Ah, that's better. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Render this out, slap it up on Behance, and call it a day. But yeah, people need to learn to drive a bit better, don't they? So wow, it's gonna take 16 minutes. Ooh. My. That is some thick red material. I mean, I guess I was going for blood there, but it's like coagulation, right? It's old blood. Instead of writing Memento Mori, I should have done Memento Mori, yo. Just to make it fun. Little exclamation point afterwards. I like my skulls bloody. I don't like them dry. All right, well, I can sit here and chit chat and make weird voices all day, or I can stop this stream. I'm not sure which action to take here. It's working though. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Oh, we've been doing this for almost an hour. I like to keep these like 40 to 60 minutes usually. Oh, here I can talk about some additional stuff while this is happening. Let me bring up my. We can close this out, can't we? Let's bring up my Behance page. So there we are right now, live streams. So I've been doing a lot of stuff with, well, that's interesting. It shows up twice, huh? We got this here and then that down there. That's weird. So I've been doing a lot of these chats with other AELs, which has been pretty fun. If you go to work on my profile here, I do keep a live stream schedule, and I try to keep this pretty up to date. But yeah, today is the 18th of February, which is crazy, but it is. We're exploring 3D sculpture. Next week is going to be really cool. We're going to do unorthodox audio composition. We're going to have an unorthodox audio composition playground. And this is going to tie into a Adobe Education small group project that I am producing over this year. March is still a little squishy right now, but it's looking like on March 4th, we'll have a live stream chat with AEL Diana Keeler. Diana's great. She's collaborated with me on a number of different projects. She's a killer AEL, and yeah, it's gonna be really fun to talk to her. So March 4th, that one is for sure. Diana will be here March 4th. There's another AEL I'm trying to get on for March, but if that doesn't happen, this is probably what the schedule is gonna look like. We're gonna do a couple things in Illustrator. So grungifying appearance in Illustrator on March 11th. And March 18th, I need to work in Fresco every once in a while. I really like Fresco. So give me Fresco. And then on the 25th, revisiting 3D materials and whatever. That's just penciled in. That's really squishy. Yeah. Good squishy. We're going to look at Illustrator again and revisit some of the 3D tooling in there. There have been updates from the Illustrator team that should have fixed some of the problems that I experienced last time. So yeah, that's the plan for March. And gosh, it's going to be March before we know it. Oh, how are we going? Oh, we still got 13 minutes. Gosh. Well, I am not going to keep chattering. Now, Jeffrey says, learned more from these live streams than when you were at school. That's cool. I hope my students don't say the same thing though, because that would be bad for me. But yeah. No, these live streams are great. And you know, live streams can be very lengthy. You know, like some people, they stream for like 3 or 4 hours. It would be hard for me to sit through something that long. But I've definitely learned from watching other people on these streams as well. And really nothing beats watching somebody do something in their way, using specific workflows that work for them, to give you different perspective on tools you already know, or to, you know, really teach you just a lot of beginner stuff around the tools. So an hour on how to make a thumbnail. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny too, because like a lot of the streams, like if you look at any live streams that are going on, you know, there'll be some that are very chatty. Like I tend to talk throughout mine, right? Hey Sean, how are you? So Sean streams as well. Go ahead and click on his photo and it'll take you to his page on Behance here. What was I saying? My coffee's getting very cold now, but it's still coffee. I don't like cold coffee, but it's coffee. I know that sounds like something an addict would say. And, you know, my daily coffee. So what can I say? Oh yeah, I was talking about Behance and different like types of streams. Like there's some people that don't say anything on their streams. They just are streaming their process and they just go through it. It's very quiet. Some people have music in the background to make it not so quiet, but I tend to be chatty because I miss talking to people. And, you know, thankfully, like we said before, like, you know, things are, at least in my area of the world, getting very much back to the old world, right? How things used to be. Sean says he doesn't talk at all. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that's been one of the benefits the past few years of doing these streams, is that there's a bit of a community aspect to it, right? You can chat with people, you can talk, blah, blah, blah. So it's been therapeutic for me to do these. All right, well, I still got 10 minutes for this guy to render. I'll pop him up on my Behance channel when we're finished. But I am gonna say goodbye to everyone now. Yeah, Jeffrey mentions Adobe wouldn't have evolved the way it did, wouldn't have gained so many new skill sets. Jeffrey, I'm gonna open your content right now and follow you. Oh, Hartford! You're from Connecticut. Cool. Yeah, Connecticut. I love Connecticut. I love New England. It's probably my favorite area of the United States anyway, is the New England area. That's where I grew up, in Massachusetts, and I had family in Maine, and we used to go to Vermont and New Hampshire all the time. And yeah, I used to take the train from Connecticut to New York City when I would go down there and go visit like what are the photography stores that used to be in New York City, like Adorama, and oh gosh, what was the other one? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, I'd pick up paper, film, developer, things like that. Yeah, it's a great area. Anyway, B&H, yes, thank you. Yeah, so everybody knows B&H. Everybody's commenting. Joseph, you mean B&H? Yes, exactly. All right, cool. Well, I know B&H and Adorama, I believe they're both still around, at least in a digital way. I never ordered from them online because back in the day, they were just brick and mortar stores. You had to travel to New York to, Anyway, old world, right? Very old. So yeah, cool. I will see. We're gonna do again next week unorthodox audio composition. We're gonna use Adobe Capture with its new audio capturing capabilities and Adobe Audition to create some incidental audio pieces. So cool. Until then, thanks for joining everyone. Sean, Reverb Mike, Anissa, I know you're gone already. Jeffrey, did I miss anybody? Al. Man, I think that's it. So, yeah. Anyhow, see you all later. Have a good week.